Greetings out there, all my Gman lovers, Gman land lovers. This is another segment of Gman Live movie reviews weekly. Now, we will be talking about, this is an interesting theme that's going to be going on out there. We got a couple movies that have like a little bit of like a genre. We're going to get to them. You're going to see them in the reviews for this week. But first, we're going to start off with Pan. Yep, Pan. I know it came out a little while ago. Didn't get a chance to actually check it out. But when I did, I will say this. Yep, the boy that didn't want to grow up, in this movie, he doesn't grow up. But they do a nice little spin on this. It's actually kind of cool, and it works. So basically in Peter Pan, or in Pan, you know, you got Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, playing Blackbeard. And that's his primary nemesis. So he gets taken from the orphanage, and then Peter Pan is like, it's got this like strange, interesting little connection to Mad Max Furiosa, you know, back in like May, which is actually kind of cool because it makes it interesting. I think the character development and the plot in this is actually really interesting. I might be in the minority here, but so what happens is Peter is hanging out, and he's like in this desolate wasteland, like I said, Mad Max, and run by Blackbeard, who was, you know, then there was that dude who ran it in Mad Max. So, you know, you have like this little interesting dynamic going on where, you know, Peter Pan just kind of hanging out there and doesn't know what the hell's going on. And then Blackbeard comes up to him, Wolverine, and says, "It is said that you will be the one who will sustain an uprising and will kill me." With like his little black hat, you know, and got the beard. And so, you know, he's like a bad motherfucker. Like, you know, Peter Pan is just this dude, and Blackbeard is a bad dude. You know, you don't want to fuck with, you know, Blackbeard. So Blackbeard don't like that. Goes after Peter Pan. Peter Pan jets. And as he jets, he finds out what happened. Blackbeard ends up taking out a whole bunch of, like, you know, the Tinkerbell fairy dust, you know, creatures. And then there's like a few of them left, and they're kind of in hiding. So Blackbeard doesn't know how to, you know, finish them off completely. So Blackbeard's trying to use Peter Pan to see if he can help him get there. So what happens then is that you got Peter Pan, and he heads towards the area where the fairies are, and he's hanging out. And so, you know, he's got some friends with him, and you know, he's just kind of wondering what's up. Now Hook helps him escape from Blackbeard, which is interesting because Hook is like his arch nemesis, which I love the spin that they put on this. Like, Hook and Peter Pan are friends in this one. Stay tuned. So then what happens is he gets to, you know, with Hook, they get to this area where the fairies are, but the fairies are protected by this other group. Peter Pan makes friends with the girl. This chick comes with him, and then what happens is she pretty much guides Peter Pan so that he can get a chance to, you know, head over to the fairies. Now, the whole time, Peter Pan's kind of like, you know, I kind of like to know who the hell my mom was, because, you know, he's an orphan. He's like, what the fuck? I did want to know who my mom was. And so they tell him, you might actually get that chance. And there's a lot of lies that go on throughout the story, this and that, half-truths about Peter Pan's mom by Blackbeard and then by the fairies. And everyone tells him a story here, a story there. But actually, Blackbeard kind of tells him the truth, kind of. And then you find out from the fairies that there's a little more to it. So once the fairies once Peter Pan reaches the fairy area, he, you know, he sees his mom, and his mom is formed through all these fairies kind of coming together. So he gets a chance to talk to her, and then she tells him that he has this gift, and he can fly, and he can do all this shit. So he uses that to take out Blackbeard, and, you know, we got ourselves an interesting plot. Now, the character development in this was pretty good, you know. I mean, all things considered, they did go into a little bit development with Peter Pan, a nice little development with, you know, the Hook, nice development with, you know, obviously the plot with like the mom and how the mom comes back to life again, tells him his history and stuff. And then, of course, you know, obviously, you know, Hugh Jackman does a good job as Blackbeard. So, I mean, I think it's actually kind of cool. And his development is actually pretty cool. You find out a little bit about Blackbeard, but not as much. It's just like he's there to just be Blackbeard and not worried about the backstory. Everybody else gets a decent enough backstory. So, you know, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to go too far. If you guys want to check it out, like on, you know, Blu-ray, or, you know, you want to just Netflix and fire it up some point, or you want to go to Redbox, something like that. 'Cause I think it's out of theaters now, but it is a good time and certainly worthwhile. So you don't have to be smashed to enjoy this movie. So I'm gonna give this movie, this obviously I probably wouldn't give this a full price, but this is a solid matinee, be a solid rental. It's not dog shit, it ain't some old bullshit. It ain't that. It's actually entertaining, story about it. And at the end, they leave you with this nice little, pun intended, hook, because Hook and Peter Pan are buddies throughout this, but they're arch enemies in the real story. So at the very end, you hear him say, "Oh, what could possibly go wrong? We'll be friends forever. What could possibly go wrong?" Right? And that will lead us to the sequel to Pan. So that will wrap up Pan for the movie review. Anything you want to know, put it in the comments below. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Pow!